Hello, my loves. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for coming back and joining me today for this message. I just want to take time to express gratitude to each and every one of you who watch these videos, each and every one of you who are a part of my tribe, who vibe with me on Instagram. If you do not follow me on Instagram, please go find the tribe. My Instagram name is @messages by me, all right? And then my business, Made Ministries, also has an Instagram. It's made_ministries, where you can find out about all the happenings that are going on. But I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope that you guys are in a place where you're finding blessings and abundance and health and wealth, all right? So today we're doing we're following with this pattern. We're going to be doing the release, reconstruct, reprogram method. This is the method that I use in my class that I created. My course is called From Surviving to Thriving, How to Manifest Your Dream Life. And in that course, I give you 3 clear steps to transform lack living into fully flourishing, okay? I've been called to work with the divine feminine, to work with women right now, because we are taking our seats on our throne. We are reclaiming our throne, okay? We are rising. There's no more subordination. There's no more suppression. There's no more silencing of us queens, of goddesses. And in the process, you need to know how to manifest, become a master manifester in order to manifest the life you desire. The next class will be enrolling September 28th, so that's just a few weeks. Please go onto my website, www.madebymetools.com. Sign up for the email list so that you don't miss any of the enrollment dates, so that you can have access to the coupons and to the discounts and to the knowledge that I'm disseminating about this course, okay? Because I'm very excited about it. It's going to be very helpful to a lot of women out there. So let's go ahead and see what Spirit has for us today. If you are liking these messages, please subscribe. Turn on the notification so you know when these messages are released. And send these messages to anybody who you think may need to hear these messages, okay? We're trying to grow so that our message of healing and education can be spread. So what does Spirit think that we have today to release, reconstruct, and reprogram? Release, reconstruct, and reprogram. Release, reconstruct, and reprogram. Let's see. All right. Okay. So the first card that we pull for what we need to release, we have the Chariot card. And immediately when I pulled the card over, I heard escapism, okay? I heard that there are a lot of people, or you may be watching this message, and that you are escaping your problems rather than facing them head on. Escapism looks like many different things and comes in many different forms. It could be you being a workaholic, you burying yourself in work so that you can't focus on your own issues. It could be sexaholism. It could be shopaholism. You could just be buying stuff, a little bit of retail therapy. It could be trying to solve everyone else's problems around you except for your own. You bury yourself in trying to get their issues sorted out so that you don't have to deal with your own. This could also be drugs. This could also be alcohol. This could be oversleeping, just sleeping away the troubles. I can't even deal with this reality right now, so I'm going to sleep away these troubles. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's not helping you. It's going to be a temporary fix. An escape, a vacation that's nice for a brief period of time, because if we didn't have hard work and doing our work, when we got off and got a chance to escape, we wouldn't know that was a vacation. We wouldn't know that that's a break, right? You have that one can't exist without the other. So if you're only escaping and you're not balancing that out with doing the work that you need to do, whether this is healing work, whether this is actual, maybe you're in debt up to your ears and you should be figuring this out, but you're still out there shopping. It'll figure itself out, Whatever it is that you're doing, you need to just face it head on, okay? You need to look at it head on. Don't try to escape. A lot of you are physically running away from your issues. And if this is the case, I feel like this has to do with relationships for some reason. I'm feeling like it has to do with either friendships or, romantic relationships, where you're like, oh, I gotta go, you know, like every time I want to talk about marriage and you're like, oh man, I forgot I had this appointment, I need to leave, you know. I want to talk about us having kids and you're like, oh man, I told my mom I was gonna pick her up, I have to go. Like you're literally like moving physically, putting space in between you and a person or you and a situation in order to escape from it. That's not going to help. You have to, we're warriors, okay? We have the strength to do this. You have to look at these things head on. Yeah, a lot of you don't even give yourself time enough to be grounded. You're just all over the place. A lot of you have a social calendar. You don't like to be alone, right? So you fill your calendar with the club, and then you're at your friend's house, and then you're at brunch, and then you're this place, and then you're this place, and then you're this place, because when you go home and you have to face yourself and you hear the silence of your sanctuary, that starts to eat away at you, right? You have to release that. You have to release running. Now is the time to stop running scared, okay? Think of it as a serial killer. You know, Jason or Freddy is after you and you just run and you turn around and be like, you know what? You want to fight? Is that what it is? We're just going to go at it because I just can't keep running from you forever. We got to just go at it. Like that's the kind of thing you need to do in regards to this work. Some of you have lost your path is what I'm hearing. Because 7, Chariot the 7, this is the number of the seeker, the truth seekers out there. It's a number of spirituality. You're trying to find yourself, right? You're trying to find your true essence, your most authentic self. And it's hard because you also, before you can find yourself, you kind of have to unlearn everything that society and religion and your parents and your family told you that you were. And a lot of your beliefs are being shaken to its core and you feel lost. Like you grew up thinking that the world was one way, or that relationships were one way, or money was one way, or that race relations was one way. And the world is now showing you something different and you feel completely and utterly lost. You know, you will find your path, but slowing down and taking an assessment of where you are rather than running, you know, if you're running, you're still going to be lost, right? But slowing down and kind of getting your bearings about you will help you to get back onto that path, all right? So that's something that needs to be released. When we're talking about what needs to be reconstructed, okay, it is now the time. We have the 3 of Pentacles coming up here. I'm trying to focus that. It is now time to rethink the way that you work with groups, okay? If you're an independent person, you know, I know that fiercely independent. If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself kind of a person. You know, think back in school with group work. It's like, I'll just do all the work. That used to mean I'll do all the work. I'll tell you guys your parts because it's just easier for me to just do everything than trying to coordinate when you can come, you slacking over there. So rather than deal with all this, I'll just do it and then we'll just split it up. That's fine. Like, I see that kind of a personality coming through right now. You have to learn, in my class, I talk about one of the quotes that I talk about is, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, go together, right? It's not about right now because one thing globally that we're witnessing right now is that we need to slow down our pace. We are burned out, okay? This society that we live in tells us bigger, faster, stronger, go harder, hustle until you die. And that's going to kill you, okay? Alignment is the name of the game, not hustle, okay? You get up, you go, you work yourself to the bone. You have no time for yourself. You never rejuvenate. You don't take care of yourself. You're going to burn yourself out, okay? You take on responsibilities. You put everything on your chest, on your shoulders. You're going to burn yourself out. It's now time to start accepting support. It's now time to start asking for help. And I know that is hard for a lot of people. You know, no one hustles harder than someone who doesn't like to ask anyone else for shit. I know that, right? But it's time to ask, can you please help me with this? The worst that can happen is that person says no, and then you have to, you know, figure it out for yourself. But ask for help. There's a lot on my plate. Could you please take this? Delegation is the name of the game, okay? Because I feel like a lot of you also, I have a message coming through for the entrepreneurs. You've hit a ceiling in your business where you cannot continue to grow unless you hire or assemble a team. You've been doing a great job doing it by yourself, But now you need an assistant. You need or a virtual assistant. You need somebody to do your customer service so that you can strictly be the talent. You need someone to cover the business and answer your emails and do this and this and this, because you are burning yourself out doing it by yourself. There's different places like Task Rabbit. There's a whole bunch of different sites where you can hire people per hour. What's this? Fiverr, F-I-V-R. I think it's spelled like that, Fiverr, or R-R, something like that. Fiverr, where you can hire people to do different things. You can hire people to write papers for you. You can hire people to design your website. You can hire, if you have and you should be, y'all should have been saving up some of this, and not everybody has it, but if you've been getting money, from the pandemic, the money that you received, obviously a lot of it is used directly for feeding your family, taking care of your family, paying your bills. I understand that. But hopefully you save something where you can maybe invest in yourself, where you can hire someone out to do some of these tasks for you. You're still going to be the one who's, overseeing everything, but getting help right now, and the reprogram, the reconstructing part of this is to not see yourself as, when you ask for help or accept help, as weak, like you failed, like you couldn't have did it all yourself. We don't want to do that. We don't want to, we're not trying to prove how strong we are. We're not trying to prove how much we can take before we crack. That's not the name of the game, okay? We're trying to get further ahead in life on our path, and in order to do that, in order to make, because these are pentacles, and in order to be more financially where you're trying to be, you may need a group or even an advisor or something like that, okay? So look at the way that you are working with groups. Cooperation is the name of the game. And then when we're talking about reprogramming, what needs to be reprogrammed in our lives? Okay, so this is the Ace of Cups. And I've been getting this message without tarot cards, okay? There are a lot of people, both men and women, who are realizing that relationships and and this is romance, I see romance specifically. I don't necessarily see family relationships right now. I don't see friendship relationships. I don't see any of that. I see romance. We're talking about people in romantic relationships, whether you're single or in a relationship. The way that you thought that relationships were supposed to work, you're like blown right now, because you're not seeing this. You're not getting any examples of this in your own reality, in your own experience. But also you're like, okay, I've never seen this, or the more examples that I see from my friends and family and all this kind of stuff, it's not what I thought it was. The dynamic between men and women, monogamy, polyamory, you're questioning things like this. The expectations you have for a significant other versus what they're really there to do. So you're realizing that a lot of people are realizing, and this has been a lesson for a while, that you have to have a very strong relationship with yourself. I was watching this new show on Hulu called Woke, and she said something about what the two people were dating, and she was like, well, what drew you to me? And he said, well, when I first met you, it seemed like you were very happy in a relationship with yourself, and I wanted in on that. That's how it's supposed to be, right? That's what we're shifting. That's what we're seeing here. You have to become independent on yourself so that any relationship just becomes extra, whether this is a romantic relationship, whether this is your family, whether this is your friends or your coworkers. Once you have a solid relationship with self, it will attract someone to share in that solid relationship. But the time of being needy, the time of being desperate, the time of waiting to be saved, the time of saying, I'm not going to be happy until I have a partner, or I'm not going to be happy until we're engaged, or until we have kids, or until we have, until we get married. You have to cultivate your happiness in yourself. Ace, this is a single solitary, this is the number one, single and solitary, right? When you can give yourself, see this? When you can give yourself that cup of love, then you will attract someone else who will help that cup to overflow. Your cup will overflow because you've already filled it. So anything else anybody adds to it will just make it to overflow. But if you are not filling your cup by yourself, if you are standing there with an empty cup, hoping and praying that a man or a woman will come along and fill it up and be your happiness for you, you will be gravely disappointed. Okay, you're setting yourself up for a major letdown. Okay, so you see these two birds over here? It's saying that only through filling your own cup will the possibility of a partnership come about. Okay, you have to go. I don't know if you can see, there's a little plant down here. that is flourishing from the water, you have to grow within yourself. You have to be solid within yourself. There's also money over here. You have to be financially stable. You can't be looking for handouts from your romantic relationship. If they do dote on you, if they do spoil you, that's wonderful. But everything that they get for you, you should be able to get for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You should be, or know how to work towards getting it for yourself. So this is speaking about reprogramming your mind about what relationships are and what relationships are supposed to be. And this is going to be jarring to a few people. It's going to be quite the wake-up call, because you're going to feel bamboozled. Like I've been trying to be. And then another thing is women who thought that if I'm celibate and if I'm good and if I'm smart and if I'm you know, a good mom, if I keep a house clean, if I could cook, then I can earn the love of a man. You know, that's being shot down. Okay, you don't have to earn love. Okay, you also don't have to be perfect in order to receive love. But you're thinking outside of yourself of doing these things to appease another person. If you do these things for yourself, again, you will attract someone who really recognizes and respects that, and then who will want to join in with the energy that you are exuding, all right? But the first relationship you can have before you have any kind of relationship with a partner is the relationship you have with yourself. And right now it's not going to be a lesson that's learned in 2 weeks. This is going to be months, if not years, of you cultivating this relationship with yourself and then becoming that magnet to attract others to you, okay? So that's what I have today for the release, reconstruct, and reprogram. I look forward to the students who will be joining the next session. The spaces are very limited as there is a live online coaching aspect of the class, so we can't do too many people. So make sure that you do, again, go to the website and sign up for the email list. And also I'm doing daily card pulls, daily messages, daily channeled messages for you guys. It'll start on my Instagram, but you can go directly to the website where the full message will be there every day. www.madebymetoolz.com. So get your daily spiritual dose, okay? Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.